Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today I thought of doing something a little bit different, which I try to do. This is part of, I think, sort of like a new segment that I'm trying, which is what in the world, basically. And I'm just going to comment on maybe current events or things that I think might be of interest, of general interest, and also I think maybe of significance, in the current times and maybe in the history of humankind. And in this particular case, I found something that occurred recently, which most people are probably familiar with, where the American government attempted to ban TikTok, a very popular app in the United States. I think 170 million users or something, which is more than, I think, the total amount that voted for the presidential election or something. So it's a lot. And they try to ban it. And the reasons, let's put the reasons aside, because they're maybe controversial in some ways or other. So putting those aside, the main thing that occurred, though, is that in the banning of this TikTok app, which primarily they said it was for because they want to sort of deprive China of having U.S. content, data of their the users and stuff like that, basically for privacy reasons and all that stuff, right? So they said, okay, you have to sell it to an American or an American company, and to make it, so that we have the data as opposed to you having the data on our people. So that in itself is sort of funny, but but Americans, a lot of them got so angry because they depend on the app for income and other things, so what they did is they rebelled, and they ended up downloading in massive amounts this other app called RedNote. I think it's short for Little Red Book, very symbolic of communist China, and because it is an actual Chinese app that Chinese people use mainly, and all of a sudden, by doing so, they did it as a sort of like a rebellious maneuver, saying, okay, we don't care what you say, we're going to find another way, another app to just throw it at your face, type of thing towards their own government, the U.S. government. But what actually occurred is that these people that were doing that did this ended up coming face to face with the Chinese people that were using the app, and through translation or through many of the Chinese who speak English as well, as a second language, third language, or whatever, there is a communication that occurred, and what Americans found was how nice the people actually are. At least that's what I understand from watching the videos of their reactions, and also something else, that I wanted to bring forth here, and it's this story that this young Chinese woman speaks of, called the Li Hua letter, which she explains what that is. And I thought that this might be of interest to everyone, because the perception that Americans have, or have been taught to have, of Chinese people or China has been pejorative, let's say. So what is it that China, how have the Chinese people been taught to perceive Americans? This is the other side of the coin. And here we go. Let's listen to it together and watch it together, I guess.
To all TikTok refugees and our foreign friends, you might have felt the welcoming atmosphere on RedNote here, and you may also have seen comments like, finally Li Hua got his letter back. Let me quickly explain what this means and why all Chinese people are so eager to talk to you all. There's a story behind this. Chinese schooling is very tough, and back in the school years, most of us were kind of scared of English exams. And there was always this short essay question on almost every exam. It usually starts with something like, assume that you're Li Hua, a grade 12 student writing to your foreign pen pal Peter, Sarah, or Jennifer, to introduce cuisines in your hometown, invite them to travel in China, or something random like that. We spent years playing the role of Li Hua, writing thousands of essays in exams and test prep sessions. But honestly, we all questioned it at some point. Where is this foreign friend? I don't even know anyone named Sarah or Mike. Why am I doing this? There's no way I will ever need to write to like a foreign friend like this in real life, right? You know, China has sometimes felt isolated because of geopolitical issues. Foreigners don't visit China as much as they visit other Asian countries like Japan, Korea, or Thailand. Most of us rarely had the chance to speak with foreigners, and many people just assume they'd forget all the English they learned after college, anyways. So, what was the point of writing hundreds and thousands of fake English letters to an imaginary friend? Then, one day in January 2025, after writing letters to an imaginary pen pal and never getting anything back for 10 years, we finally got a real letter back from you guys on RedNote. You're like Li Hua's pen pal finally coming to life. It feels magical. We never imagined people from the other side of the world could actually hear us and get to know us. We have been living in our own little Chinese internet bubble for so long. It's been fun, but we're missing something. And now that you are here, you make us feel like the world is actually connected. We want to share everything with you, our cats, our dogs, our jokes, our lives. You know, in Chinese, the internet is called 互联网, which literally means a net that connects everyone. And I think that's probably what the internet was always meant to be. I've seen lots of TikTok refugees posting things like, thanks for hosting us and being so nice to us recently. But we also want to say thank you. Thank you for coming over, trying to post in our language, talking to us, interacting with everyone. It makes us feel like we're not alone in this world. After all, we're all human, and deep down, humans are more alike than we're different.
I could not agree more that we're all alike in the sense of we're all human. We all have feelings. The only difference is that the conditions of those feelings or the circumstances of those feelings. And it's such an incredibly a sweet message, to receive from the other side of the world, pretty much, And I think that this is where I have to thank, in a way, the American government for, to put it in a sports metaphor term, dropping the ball and allowing China, in this particular case, to, I think, score a couple of runs in their favor. Because not only have they demonstrated that the people there are just like everybody else and just as and nice as well, and open, and not only that, but they're also sharing their livelihoods, how they live. And many, I think, Americans are shocked, including myself, to find out that their standard of living is actually quite high and quite, in many ways, it seems better than a lot of us. And it's just fascinating to see, aside from the political aspects and the leaders and all that stuff, but just the normal people, and that also, makes, I think, Americans probably wonder about what is really going on, how much of what we know or what we were told is propaganda. And that is the other door that I think has been open, for a lot of people that I think the younger generation are more familiar with, because they don't listen, they don't watch the mainstream news outlets anymore. They get their information through these type of means, which can be quite good, or at least they're more prepared to have an open mind, and yet they also realize that some things are not real and some things are real. So they're more tuned to, I think, to the propaganda that the older generation, like myself, have consumed, and it's almost sort of sad and shocking to find out how much propaganda I actually consumed, or how much, and it's looking back, So I think it's fascinating and quite a development. I think very significant overall. So I thought I'd share this with you, and hopefully that's okay. Yeah, and if you want, I'll go on to other stuff. Just let me know, maybe by supporting this channel, subscribing, and also whichever way you can, because I appreciate that. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.